Good afternoon. Police want to trace an elderly man after he was attacked in a car park in Basingstoke. They've released CCTV footage of two men they want to talk to about the incident outside the Harvey's furniture store on the Brighton Hill retail park yesterday. It's alleged they intimidated an elderly driver before one of the men punched him several times through the open car window. People living in Horsham in West Sussex have been protesting against plans to build an incinerator near their homes. Waste management company Britannia Crest owns the land and submitted its proposals to the council just before Christmas. Local people claim the chimney will ruin the village's natural beauty.
Well, I think it's the very size of it. I don't think that Horsham really needs an incinerator. We've had this sort of thing before and it's been objected to and gone away. And I think people in Horsham don't realise perhaps that this is not so much as Horsham in bloom, this is going to be Horsham with fumes. There's going to be sort of poisonous fumes coming out of this incinerator, and it's not just here where we're standing, it's Horsham in general.
Police are looking for a prisoner who absconded from Spring Hill Prison in Buckinghamshire. Gavin Burnett, who is 35, escaped on Friday. He was last seen wearing a black and blue gilet and dark blue jeans. Anyone who sees him is asked not to approach him. Concern is growing for a missing 14-year-old from West Sussex. 14-year-old Dean Milburn was last seen getting a train at Ford railway station on Friday evening. However, he didn't get off at Crawley as planned. He has no mobile phone with him. Investigations are continuing after a crash between a car and a bus on the Isle of Wight. It happened yesterday on Beeper Shoot between Brading and Ryde. Firefighters had to release the driver of the car who was trapped. He suffered minor injuries. The road had to be closed in both directions and bus services cancelled. Passengers on board were shocked at what happened.
It's shocking for them, also for the driver of the bus. It was his 5th day in the job. This sort of happening is not what you expect, but again, everyone seems okay. One passenger has gone to hospital for assessments, but in a state of shock. Nothing further, maybe a bit of muscular pain, but that's it.
Now it's the start of a new year, and for many businesses that means it's time for a stocktake. But imagine having to count thousands of constantly moving fish. Well, that's what staff at Brighton's Sea Life Centre are doing, as Malcolm Shaw explains.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's a tough job, but someone's got to do it. At the Sea Life Centre on Brighton's seafront, it's time for the New Year stocktake. This morning, visitor Amelia Grace is lending a hand, but counting the tiny clownfish is no easy task.
Trying to count all the fish, but it's so difficult because they're all so small and they move around so quickly. And you think you've counted all of them, but then you realise that you've counted the same one twice.
With around 4,000 individual creatures of 400 different species, recording them all is a mammoth job. Some tanks have to be counted several times and even photographed from different angles to get an accurate figure. It takes around 6 weeks to complete, but it's vital to check how well all the animals are doing.
It's really important that we do this process because there are 53 sea life centres around the world. So what we actually do is when we have new births and we have successful breeding programmes, we can share that information with the other sea life centres, and we can also distribute those captive bred fish amongst the other sea life centres here in the UK.
Some, like this huge anaconda, are easy to spot and tick off. Others, like these terrapins, are more of a moving target. But look closely and you'll see they already have a number painted on their shells, making life for counters like Amelia just a little bit easier. Malcolm Shaw, ITV News, Brighton.
Well, let's have a look at the weather forecast now with all the details for the week ahead. Here's Philippa.
From puddles to paddling, driving through Europe. Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian weather.
Hello there. Well, it's been a fairly benign weekend weather-wise. Certainly a lot of clouds, some drizzle around as well. But over the coming days, something a little more unsettled on the way. Rain or showers at times, windy at times too. And from Thursday onwards, feeling quite a bit colder than it has done. But back to the current situation. High pressure has been with us through a large part of the weekend. Over the next 12 to 24 hours or so, that will start to sink its way southwards, and we'll see a band of rain starting to make its way in from the north and west. That will be with us for a time tomorrow, marking the start of an unsettled week ahead. But back to tonight, a largely dry picture, mist and fog initially, but that lifting more into low cloud as winds freshen through the night. And of course, underneath cloudy skies with winds coming in from the southwest, a mild night all round. Temperatures generally no lower than 6 or 7 degrees. So tomorrow morning, a mild start, still a murky start for some as well, cloudy from the word go. And then later in the morning, we'll see that band of rain arriving from the north and west, heavy for a time, persistent for a time too, but gradually clearing its way eastwards, a few showers to follow on for the afternoon and staying fairly cloudy. Temperatures on a par with today, but with those freshening winds feeling quite a bit cooler than it has done. Take care. Bye-bye.
Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian Weather.
Well, that's just about it from the weekend team. We'll be back with Good Morning Britain tomorrow morning from 6 a.m. Join Amanda for that if you can. But from all of us here, have a very good evening. Bye-bye.